Today we are diving headfirst into the absolute whirlwind of rumors surrounding one of the NBA's biggest superstars, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, publicly, everything's fine, it's all loyalty. But privately, the entire league is holding its breath for a trade that could literally change everything. Let's get right into it. So, okay, let's start with the official story, right? The Milwaukee Bucks are trying to project total confidence. You've got their coach, Doc Rivers, on the record saying his superstar is happy, he loves the city, he wants to be there. So that's the end of the story, right? Yeah, not even close.
Because behind all those public statements, there's a totally different story playing out. You've got front officers working the phones like crazy, insiders are chasing down every little lead, and a potential trade is brewing that could completely reshape the entire league. So, the real question is, what's actually going on here?
First things first, we gotta set the stage. Because to understand why this rumor has so much traction, you have to get the kind of pressure that is building up in Milwaukee right now. Okay, so it all starts with an injury. Giannis is currently on the sidelines with a calf issue, and the impact has been, well, staggering. Without him on the court, the Bucks are in a complete and total free fall. I mean, look at that record, 3-14. That's not just bad, that is a massive, flashing red warning light for the front office. And this, right here, is where the plot really thickens. Because while the coach is out there saying, hey, he's not going anywhere, a top NBA insider, Charania, is reporting that the front office is doing the exact opposite. They aren't just listening to offers, they're actively making counterproposals. The public message and what's happening in private could not be more different.
So with the Bucks clearly open for business, you know a market is starting to form. So who's actually in the running, and what in the world is the price tag for a generational, once-in-a-lifetime talent like Giannis?
Well, 4 teams have apparently jumped to the front of the line as the most aggressive pursuers. We're talking about the Heat, the Warriors, the Knicks, and the Timberwolves. They're all lining up, hoping they have just the right package of assets to land the superstar and, change their franchise's future overnight.
Now for that price tag, and let's be clear, this isn't some normal trade. Milwaukee has set an unbelievably high bar. They're demanding either a young blue-chip talent, basically a guaranteed future superstar, or a massive, massive haul of draft picks. And let's be real, they're probably going to want both.
And this is the billion-dollar question that is hanging over every single front office in the league right now. Do you completely mortgage your future for a legitimate shot at a championship today? Well, the clock is ticking, and that Thursday deadline is coming up fast.
Okay, so let's break down 2 of the most talked about potential deals because they really represent 2 totally different strategies for how you could possibly get a trade of this size done.
First up, we've got the Golden State Warriors. Their offer is what insiders are calling the cleanest deal, and that's because it's a simple 2-team trade. They've got the salaries to match Giannis's massive contract, and more importantly, they can offer this absolute treasure chest of future unprotected first-round picks. And for Golden State, this whole thing is about one word: urgency. The clock is ticking on Steph Curry's championship window. They are way more motivated than almost anyone else to just go all in right now and squeeze everything they can out of what's left of their dynasty. But then, on the complete other hand, you have a team like the Chicago Bulls. And their potential approach, well, it's more of a high-risk, high-reward kind of gamble, built on flexibility and, frankly, a lot of persuasion. See, they would use their incredible number of expiring contracts, which are super valuable because they clear up future salary space for Milwaukee, and their draft picks to get Giannis in the door. But here's the huge risk. They'd be betting that they could spend the next few months doing what's called in-house recruiting, basically trying to convince him to sign a long-term extension and stay in Chicago. It's a massive, massive gamble.
A trade this big is never just about 2 or 3 teams. A move like this would send absolute shockwaves across the entire NBA landscape. Everybody is waiting, and everybody is preparing.
Insiders have the perfect way to describe the situation. Giannis is the massive domino. Once he falls, one way or the other, a whole flurry of other deals that are just sitting on hold right now will happen instantly. The entire market is basically frozen, just waiting on this one move.
And you can already see teams positioning themselves for what's next. Minnesota is trying to bring in other teams to make their offer better. Dallas is trying to clear future salaries so they can make a run. The Clippers are just waiting in the wings, ready to be buyers. These are all smaller moves, but they're all being made in anticipation of the big one.
to really truly understand the trade deadline, you have to appreciate the intense, chaotic, pressure cooker environment it creates for every single person involved, from the players to the coaches to the people who have to report on it all.
I mean, you can feel that immense pressure on the coaches. That's the Dallas coach, Jason Kidd, getting really fiery with the media, defending his strategy against some pretty intense criticism. Every single decision gets put under a microscope, and the tension is just, you can feel it. It's palpable. And then you see the insane pressure on the insiders who actually break the news. Shams Charania said that after he tweeted out a different major trade, his phone literally malfunctioned from the insane volume of calls and texts. People actually thought he'd been hacked because the news was just so big. That's the level of hysteria we are dealing with here.
So this combination of high-stakes decisions, constant public scrutiny, and these viral rumors, it creates this unique kind of chaos that just grips the entire league for a few days every single year. And this year, Giannis is right at the center of it all. So ultimately, what we're watching is a high-stakes mystery unfolding in real time. Every report, every little rumor is another clue. The question isn't just if Giannis gets traded, it's what happens to the entire league when that massive domino finally falls. And we are all about to find out.